Hello, we're recording. Welcome everybody. 1, 2, 3, go. This is the very first video of Sociology 241, People and Places, Spring 2022, supposed to be in person. It's not in person. It's on YouTube, but not forever. But that's what this is. This is the first video. And so welcome to all of the fine human beings that have enrolled in Sociology 241, People and Places for the spring of 2022. My name is Mike. I teach the class. I'm a professor of sociology at Team Redbird. And I want to show you our ReggieNet website that I made just for you. That's what we're doing with this video. So let me share this screen real quick and bring this up. Okay. So when you log into ReggieNet and you click on our class, SOC 241, you'll see this overview page. Your announcements will be here. Mine is the only class I think that has its own logo because I'm just fancy, you know, I'm special. So we've got logos over here. But anyway, you'll get the announcements here. The calendar you can see down here. This is just the overview page. And then if you click these tools, you'll see these tools on the left-hand side. I put these together in the order that I think they're the most useful in. So the first one is the syllabus. So if you click here, you will see the syllabus and you can read the syllabus, which actually not only can you read it, but you must read it. And you must read it, you know, soon, like maybe even like, I don't know, today. And so you'll read this, it'll have some important information on there, like where we meet, what my name is, stuff you don't want to forget. And then it'll also tell you some other details like what this class is about, what I want you to learn. I have very specific things that I want you to learn. And I'll tell you assignments and evaluations. I'll tell you how you're going to go about learning them. The things, that is. And here are 2 links to 2 YouTube videos that tell you in more detail what how I expect you to do the work for this class, how I want you to go about putting the papers together, what to do and what not to do. So what not to do is honestly probably just as important, maybe even more important than what to do. So both of those things are covered. Academic dishonesty, stuff like don't cheat, don't lie, don't steal other people's ideas and stuff. Take other people's ideas and build on them. Don't take them and not build on them, right? Because then that's just like other people's ideas, but take them, credit them, tell me where the idea comes from, and then build on it. Make something new out of it. That's what you're supposed to do. So use stuff, read things, think about stuff, but cite and reference and give me an inventory of the resources that you use. And then I tell you about the course structure and the website. I'd say about logistics and classroom norms, which basically boils down to 2 things. Be nice to people, don't be a dick. And well, that's just one thing. Be nice to people. And then the second thing, don't have COVID, basically. Be nice, don't have COVID. And if you do those 2 things, then we're good. So a bunch of content there. And then at the bottom of the syllabus is the list of readings, topics, and other texts, because a lot of this stuff is like videos or it's, what do you call those, podcasts, a bunch of stuff like that. So it's not all readings, but we'll just call them texts, and that will encompass all of the different media that I want you to consume. Okay, so that's the syllabus. Here, there's the print view, so you can print the syllabus. and tape it to your forehead, or use a thumbtack if you prefer. And then that way you won't ever miss anything. After the syllabus, you'll see the calendar. And I have the calendar configured to be a list of events, but you can configure it however you want over here as like a monthly calendar, weekly, day, whatever. And this is one place where you can get all of the information about what assignments are due when. I don't know what happens if you click on these. Will it link you to the assignment? Hey, look at that. You can get to the assignment through the calendar. I just learned this in real time in front of you. Boom. So that's what the calendar is. I like the calendar. I think it's helpful. I also want to point out over here on the right, you'll see this link for the printable version of the calendar. And if you click on that, it'll open up all of the due dates as a PDF. Then you can print that. And then also tape that to your face. And then you can just walk around like that and bump into stuff. So what else? Announcements. If I have an announcement for you, it'll show up in announcements. I bet you didn't realize that. I know I'm telling you things that you just couldn't possibly have figured out for yourself. Okay, resources. This one is important, actually, resources. You will see, actually, let me shrink this back up here. You will see when you click on resources, which resources, by the way, is the repository. Resources is the spot where I will put all of our readings, links to YouTube videos if we have those. I'll put the MP3s of the podcasts when we have those, etc. And so the resources area is where you'll spend a lot of time. So you'll see when you get in here that I've divided the course up into 4 sections, section 1, 2, 3, 4, different content. Section 1 is basically the conceptual framework. Section 1 is all the ideas, well, not all of them, but most of the ideas that are going to be important all throughout the semester. And so the ideas that we talk about, that we learn about in section 1, we're going to keep coming back to those in every other section. They're going to be the basis, the groundwork upon which we will build the empirical material in each of the sections. So in each section, if you click on the folder for each section, then you'll see folders for each day of class during that section of the class. And then if you click on a particular day, it's going to take you to the reading. Here's an MP3 that you've got to listen to. And then here is the PowerPoint for that class. And so, you click on this, it's going to take you to the reading. You click on this, it's going to take you to
from NPR and WBUR Boston,
the audio, and it's going to start right up and shock the hell out of you. And yeah, so that's how that works. Okay, so if you go back to resources, and you'll see the 4 sections, and then this little arrow here, you click on that, it'll expand the whole structure of like the nested folders and stuff that I've put together, so that you can scroll all the way down and see every reading and every document, every link, and the topics that they correspond to. So this is where you'll get all your readings. So every day before class, you'll go in, maybe the morning of, keep it fresh, you'll go in, you'll do this reading. You'll want to block out like a solid, maybe hour and a half, 2 hours, depending, maybe more, depending on the week and the content, to do this reading before each class. And that's important. Your assignment isn't going to be due before the class, but the reading is due before the class, okay? So when you go in here and you click on Tuesday, January 18th, this Wallerstein Historical Capitalism Chapters 1 and 2, that's due on Tuesday, January 18th. You will come to class well, you actually won't on January 18th because we'll be in the clouds, but you'll come to class on other days when we're back in session. You'll come to class having done those readings on for the day that it's listed here. Okay. Assignments. When you get to assignments, you'll see, surprise, surprise, all of your assignments. There are 16 engagement exercises that are kind of like reading comprehension questions, maybe with a little bit of like analysis and your own perspective thrown in there. And there are 16 of them. We have 16 weeks in the semester. So it's kind of like, it's an average of 1 per week, but some weeks you'll have none, some weeks you'll have 2. So it's not actually 1 per week, but it's an average of 1 per week. And then you'll have 3 major papers due at different times throughout the semester: February 25th, April 1st, and May 2nd. So basically a month apart in each case. And those will be bigger papers, much more involved papers. They'll be worth many, many, many more points than the weekly assignments. And we'll talk about this in more detail as we get closer to it. Gradebook is your gradebook. It's going to tell you what grades you got on your assignments. And if there are comments that I leave or the graduate teaching assistant leaves, they will be here. The gradebook, for some reason, insists on organizing itself by groups. And that's annoying to me. Aggravating, I guess, would be a word for it. Makes me want to tear my hair out, except that I don't have any hair. But that's what it does. It organizes things by groups. So you'll look at this and you'll be like, why does it start with exercise 6 that's due on February 11th? Because that's just what it does. But I suppose you could, if you wanted to, sort this by due date. Of course, then it would do it within the groups. So you could unclick group by category. There's no way to make it like a default. You unclick group by category, then click group by, or then sort by due date. And now it'll tell you what's due on what date in order, but it won't stay that way. If you log out and log back in, it'll be back to the way it was. So, so on Friday of this week, your engagement exercise 1 is due, note. And on Friday of this week, your syllabus questions are due, note. What did I want to tell you about this? Let's go back to group by category, because even though I hate it, I'm used to it. Yeah, so when you see this little plus sign next to an assignment, that means that it is an extra credit assignment. There are 2 extra credit assignments this semester. Engagement exercise 14 is extra credit and 7 is extra credit. So they're not obligatory. You don't have to do them. You should do them. You'd be dumb not to. But you don't have to. And then you'll also notice that in the group of 10-point engagement exercises, the lowest grade gets dropped. And in the group of 15-point engagement exercises, the lowest grade gets dropped. But then when you get down here to synthesis papers and miscellaneous assignments, all of these are like different point values. So none of those get dropped. Okay, just FYI. If you want to send me a message, you can do it here under messages. Again, I'm blowing your mind with all this information, but you know, not even just to me, but you can send a message to Ethan Adamowski if you wanted to, which you might, you never know. Maybe Ethan's great. Or you could send a message to Kat Burba and just be like, cool name. Or Justice Khan, which sounds like, you know, a place where like justice nerds get together. But anyway, or Sarah Johnson, or let's just keep going. Let's not be biased against the bottom of the alphabet. You know, last but not least, Lauren Wiggins, that would be a good person to send a message to. Treasure Turner, for sure. And then, of course, Patrick Zebel. You should send a message to Patrick Zebel, whose name I am almost certainly not mispronouncing. Like 97% confident that it's Patrick Zebel. So, you know, any of these people, you can send them messages and you can say like, hey, let's like, I don't know, talk about the reading, or let's set up a group text and like read together or study together. And if you want to know more about them, then you can go here to roster. So like, you know, you have like I don't know, got talking to somebody in class and you want to follow up with them, this roster is going to have their names. And in the case that they have uploaded a photograph, it'll have their photograph. And that's what the roster is. It's a list of the people that have registered for this class, which I know is new information to you. You didn't know what the word roster meant. You're welcome. College, okay? We use big words like roster. Is that it? I kind of feel like that's it. That seems like not enough information, but I think that's it for now. So look for a lecture from me on, well, let's see, what are we reading for? So for Tuesday, you're reading this syllabus and looking at this video as well as these other two videos, how I want you to approach writing assignments in this class and how I want you to put together your synthesis papers. And these are links to YouTube. So if you open this, it'll open up in YouTube. And then for Thursday, we're not reading anything. We're listening to this podcast called Championing Slow Economic Growth. And I will make a video. So here are, these are the slides, but I will record a video where I lecture about these slides and interpret them. And I will upload that to YouTube, just like this one. And I will send you the link, just like this one, and you'll watch it. So that's this week. And then next week is next week. And then after that, we'll be in person and it'll be amazing. So be well, stay safe, don't have COVID, don't slip on the ice, don't take care of yourselves, I don't know, eat vegetables or something. And we'll correspond soon. Oh, gosh darn it. There was one thing I didn't show you, which is the Zoomity Zoom. So if you go into Zoom, you'll see my office hours are going to be on Thursdays before class from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And you can drop in on Zoom just by clicking this join link at any point during the office hours. So I just want to point that out too. Okay, that's it. That's really truly all. So I'm going to stop the share. Oh, I have a big head again. All right. I'm going to hang up now the phone like that. Goodbye. I end this right